Vampire Kisses is a novel turned manga by the author Ellen Schieber and the manga artist Rem. The novel came first, but today we're going to be focusing on the manga, which was brought to us by the lovely Tokyo Pop, ever so nostalgic for my childhood. Vampire Kisses follows the character Raven Madison, as she is the only goth student in Dolesville, and her best friend Becky is the only person probably who is accepting of Raven. At night, Raven stalks off to the cemetery and goes to meet with her boyfriend, who is a vampire. His name is Alexander. They go on dates and nightly things, and they just have a good time and whatnot, right? But what is a book if not with a plot, without drama, without, because I haven't read the novels, I can't give you a real life rundown of what the differences are between the manga and the novels or how different they are. But from what I've gathered, there is a significant difference. This is just like a story with new characters and whatnot who weren't in the novel but were made specifically for the manga, so that people could kind of probably get into the gist of what like the main characters are like. So that would be like Raven, Alexander, Becky, parents, all those things and stuff. But there are like 5 or so characters who aren't in the books, I believe. But don't take my word for it. I have not read these novels. So today I'm here to present to you this old Gothic manga that I probably did not read entirely when I was younger, but I was very interested in, and I remember reading the first book but not getting through it. And now I am here to say I am totally obsessed with Vampire Kisses, the manga. And I'm trying to get my hands on a 4th book, Graveyard Games, but technically it's not even the 4th book. But I still want it. Okay? And I'm gonna get it. To start, Raven is first seen hopping the cemetery gates to meet up with Alexander. She's thinking about how she bagged the hottest guy in Dolesville, bro. Like, she recounts how she found out that Alexander was a vampire through using her compact mirror standing right beside him. Like, he was like behind her, and she was like, oh my god, I have to fix my makeup. This muff. Then she stumbles upon a mysteriously lit path given to her by Alexander so that he can light the way. And once they're together, he tells her that he has a surprise for her. And, she's like, oh my god, we're gonna kiss. They're not gonna kiss. He pulls out a rose and then he gives it to her. And you know what happens next. So the rose has a thorn, and basically she pricks her finger. Yeah. But Raven quickly licks her finger and, crushes his desire for blood, because that man was a little ravenous. He was giving,
get your fucking dog, bitch! It don't bite. Yes, it do! Get the
yeah, like, okay. She was like, nah, I got that, baby. Then Alex smells something in the air, and he then goes in search of what the, smell is. And Raven's like, bro, like, I cleaned the blood. We're good. And he's like, no, like, something else is afoot. So what Alex finds is 4 neatly dug graves in the middle of the cemetery, and there are caskets in there, but nobody is in there. So he's just like, what the hell? What the fuck? What? Alex tells Raven she's gotta go now because there's probably like something going on. And so Raven's like, baby, I don't want to go. And like, that's one thing you're gonna realize throughout this whole fucking novel, this whole manga. Raven, in order to push the plot forward, she just has to be there. She's just like, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not doing nothing. You told me this is dangerous, but I'm gonna do it anyway. She's running back down the path that Alexander had lit for her and whatnot. And then somehow she thinks that, Alexander then used his vampire powers to like race ahead of me, and now I see him in the darkness holding his hand out. But Alexander has a spider ring on his finger, so when the hand reaches out, she's like, unless that's your other hand, baby, that's not Alexander. Don't touch me. He runs back down the path, and she's like, Alexander, there's a man. And so he's like, okay, now you can stay by me because that other plan was not good. I should not have let you go through this alone because the graves are empty. Why the hell would I let you? Anyways, and by the end of the chapter, we see Alexander with Raven, and she finds a little toy soldier, and she's like, what is this? And Alex is like, oh my god, that's my cousin's. I wish I'd never see that shit again. And then the chapter ends. On to chapter 2. Chapter 2 opens up with a flashback of Alex and his cousin Claude, and they're fighting. And every flashback they have, they're fighting. They hate each other's guts. Alright, so basically the boys are getting toys, and I think Alex opens his first, and then Claude's like, I want that. And then Alex is like, no. And then Claude opens his, and he's just like, I don't like this. So, like, I don't know. It just kind of goes to show that he's just a jealous, bitter bitch. And, you know, he starts fighting, and then the grandma's like, hey, stop that. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, come on now. And so, you know, that kind of jump-started the whole rivalry between Claude and Alex, their cousins, and their vampires. So we cut back to present day, and, you know, basically Alex is giving the rundown of, you know, the difference between him and Claude. Basically, Claude is a half vampire, half human, and, you know, clearly he don't like that. Clearly he doesn't like that. And, you know, while they're talking and whatnot, he's, you know, that's cool. And then Raven's like, oh my god, where'd the toy go? The toy was gone. Claude is in the room with us. Tells Alex she wants to help, and Alex is like, oh no, you can't help, knowing good and well she's gonna help in the end because she's the main character, brother. Like, get a fucking grip. You're not the fucking main character. You're not him. You're not Himothy, bro. So he's like, you can't help. She's like, make me. And he's like, and then she's like, okay, I won't help. Seal the kiss with a deal. It's done. Clearly she don't give a fuck. She don't give a damn. She gonna do what she want. School, Raven gets bullied a lot. I mean, it's like every scene, like, damn, Shorty, like, I just came from the store, so, like, I understand, like, you know what I'm saying? I think somebody laughed at me wearing this. Raven, put your dukes up. Raven proceeds to go about her day. She goes to the gym, and then, you know, she's kind of, like, thinking about the events and stuff, and thinking about all the things that are going down with Alex and whatnot. And then she gets hit with a fucking tennis ball, and then she gets knocked out, and then she starts to, you know, go under the bleachers and, like, you know, draw and shit, and she's just like, I need to help. I don't know. I guess this part of the thing was supposed to kind of give us insight about her day-to-day life, because she was just in the cemetery most of the day. So, like, you know, yeah. So chapter 3 opens up with Raven doing investigative work, and she's looking through the obituaries, which isn't stereotypical at all. Basically, she's trying to see who in Dolesville has passed away in the last couple of, you know, weeks or months or whatever, in order for those graves to be that fresh. And so she finds out that nobody has died in Dolesville, which is kind of weird. Like, nobody? Like, how small is this fucking population? Like, nobody. Okay. So then Becky shows up, and Becky's like, yeah, typical goth bitch, doing what goth bitches do. And so she's like, you know, do you want to go to the mall? Because basically I want to go shopping. And so her attempt to get her to go shopping is to be like, hey, Switchblade Symphony album just dropped, so you can come with me. And she's like, I can't, I have to do this for this project. Because, you know, typical lying to your friend. And then Becky's like, okay, whatever. And she's like, plus I already downloaded Switchblade Symphony's album. Like, just, you're so fucking late, bro. Like, the fuck. But later that afternoon, she arrives to the cemetery alone with the camera. And she's decided that she wants to get some information, basically without Alex's help. And she's going to get down to the bottom of this, right? So as she's sitting there and whatnot, then suddenly, like, these people come up from the graves or whatever, and she, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, why didn't Alex just open the graves when he saw it then? Wait. So then Raven starts, while Raven's in behind this tombstone with the camera ready, she starts daydreaming about what it would be like if Alex was undead, right? So, you know, she's just having a grand old time. We could go to the roller coasters, and we could do this, and we could go out to eat, and da-da-da. And then the casket's open up. the caskets open up, right? The caskets open up, and then Dollar Discount Sakura, Goth Wolverine, and Glasses appear, and then it's Claw's dramatic ass. It's just Claude. Rocco is the Wolverine cutout, supposed to be all muscle. Glasses is the anime villain protagonist who, you know, he's doing that thing. He's gonna do that thing. And then Cat, wait, I forgot his name. Oh. Cat is the stylish girl of the group. She's so cunt. Okay, I don't know how to put it. She is just so cute. Every outfit, kill it. You know what I'm saying? Kill it. Okay. And then Claude is dramatic. So while the new vampires, half vampires, vampirelings are talking, Raven gears up to take a picture. Then doesn't realize the flash is on. Now Kat is gonna sit here and she's gonna give her a little plot armor, right? Because she's like, y'all don't know what lightning is. Girl, it ain't even a cloud in the sky. What are you talking about? Why would it be lightning over this specific cemetery alone? Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl, Cat. Raven. Just know that plot armor will not last for long. So Claude reminds him of their goal to get his grandmother's vials so that those vials can then transform them into full vampires, just like his cousin Alex, who he has it out for because he's probably a full vampire and he gets more respect and that whole family loves him and they applaud him and they praise him and they da-da-da-da. So Claude reminds them of the reasons why they need these vials and, you know, just all the horrible things that they have gone through over the years, you know? He says how they've been teased, how they've been spit on, how they had their prey stolen from them. I'd like to back up for a moment. Who the fuck is spitting on Kat? I'm sure they want her to do the spitting. But we proceed. And that plot armor finally gives up. Because Raven snaps a twig right under her hand. And then they all go searching for her. Which is also like a little weird because if you, like, you in a cemetery, so like clearly not everybody in that bitch has blood, but you should be able to sniff out a human. You know what? I don't like this. I don't like noticing plot armors because it makes me mad. It makes me angry. This is why I say, like, I just like to enjoy stuff. I don't want to think about like, well, technically, actually, I don't like doing that. So yeah, they get a little outwitted by Raven, and at this point I realize why those humans used to spit on them. Chapter 4 starts off with Rocco. He's looking for Raven. He's standing right above the headstone that Raven is currently residing behind. There's a bunch of bushes in front of the headstones, and you know, for some reason he just kind of turns around and leaves and whatnot. And then so Raven makes a run for it, and then Claude catches her with his super fast vampire skills and whatnot, and then a bunch of like a onset of headlights come on, and that is Raven's cue. She jumps over the gates and then she gets in the car and it's Alex, obviously. Something about Claude's plot to, you know, basically get the vials from the grandma and whatnot, and she's you know, whatnot. And I'm trying to figure out how a vampire owns a car. Bro does not work. Bro literally sleeps all night. Fucking 100 years old, ain't got no type of like, it's like every kind of mystical creature never has a birthday, never has a birth certificate. Like, motherfuckers is truly like not even alive and you have a car? Did you beat somebody up for that? I don't know. Doesn't matter because he takes her home, and the next day Becky is whooping her ass into shape to get into school, right? So we get to school and then the teacher's like, bitch, I see you. Okay, you're not slick. Anyways, we got some new students, and you know, Raven, I think it'd be a good idea for you to go, you know, show them around, give them a tour of the school and whatnot. And then Raven's like, oh my god, you know. And just so happens that the new students are Kat, Rocco, Anime Glasses Guy, and Claude. Their best to be human.
I'm a human being.
So Raven gives them a tour of the school, and they just basically, you know, walking down the hallway, and they threaten her to help them get the vials because they know that she knows that they know that she knows that they know that she knows about the plot to get the vials, and so therefore she has to help them. Claude is very handsy, and when Rocco is like, you know what, let me make a threat, he's like, you're the muscle, stay in your place. Looks genuinely sad, and at this point I really don't fuck with Claude, because like, shut your bitch ass up. Shut your bitch ass up, twin. Glasses then suggests that they could mess with Becky, and then, you know, Claude is like, yummy, and then Raven's like, she has a boyfriend, and he's like, I don't want her for that. Raven gets defensive, and Claude grabs her by her hair like this, and then I was like, damn. Y'all get middle in the free at a hallway? And tells her that she better get that information where everybody can see them. And then it ends. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've read this manga, and I do remember that damn toy soldier. I do. I remember that toy soldier like it was fucking yesterday, and I hate it. Because that was the only thing about this whole series that I kind of remember, and it traumatized me. Anyways, it's really etch-a-sketched in my brain. It's insane. I really enjoyed the art as well. I love Rim's, you know, characterization of the characters. The clothing, phenomenal. The, you know, like, the looks are great and whatnot. It really does give manga. And then to find out that Rim is an American artist is absolutely astonishing. Love it down. With like the clothing and whatnot and the characters, like, you have to serve cunt if you literally live in a town called Dolesville. Like, it just, I don't make the rules. I really don't. Raven's a pretty likable character. I just really do hate that, like, she just keep being like, you know, like, I gotta do this. You tell me not to, I gotta do it. Like, I mean, again, it pushes the plot forward, so I'm not entirely mad at it. Alex is cute and mysterious for a little vampire character. He is so adorable. I really do love his little positive vibes and whatnot, because he could be stuck in the town down. Scratch that. I love Claude and his little gang of misfits and whatnot. I really especially dig Kat's whole vibe, probably because she's the only girl of the group or whatnot, but I also dig her designs in the back of the book, which showcase her in, like, you know, little ponytails and stuff and Lolita dress and whatnot. It's very cute, and I wish they would have gone with that design, but I also understand that, like, on a time crunch, that shit is probably very hard to draw. So far, it's a plot. Yeah. My brain is kind of my brain is kind of rooting for the half vampires at this point, because I want to see what those files do, right? I can't wait to read the second volume, but I already read all of them at this point, and I know exactly what's gonna happen. But we're gonna get there when we get there. If this video, you know, even takes off. If it doesn't, then I don't really give a fuck. I'm still gonna fucking review this shit. Sorry. But this is actually really fun. It was really a blast from the past, and I really enjoyed it. And I really, coming from Future Kim, who already read all of everything or whatever, I wish there was more. I feel like this would have been a cute little, like, novel, even if it wasn't having, like, being plot driven and shit. Just seeing, like, Alex and you know, Raven's little dynamics and shit would have been cool about themselves, like as separate, you know, little things and whatnot. But yeah, so that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go probably edit this right now, or like I have to go see. I'm gonna go see Weapons right now, and this will come out when it comes out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please send a like. Leave a like, comment, whatever the fuck people do. Subscribe, please subscribe. I need subscribers. Okay, I really want to do more Gothic, alternative type things and whatnot. I really want to do going through a bunch of old Gothic type mangas and whatnot, and just giving little reviews and stuff, and trying to be funny and whatnot. So, yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Stay safe, and peace.